ورسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول كل بدعة ضلالة.
Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, we start from the hadith where the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, ستفترق هذه الأمة إلى 73 فرقة, that this ummah was split into 73 sects. كلها في النار إلا واحدة, all of them in the hellfire apart from one. And when he was asked who they are, the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, yani the saved sect, he said, من كان على مثل ما أنا عليه اليوم وأصحابي, he was upon what I'm upon today and my companions. So therefore, those who are upon the correct path, that are safe from that threat of hellfire, are those who are upon that which the Prophet ﷺ was upon and his companions. And in another narration of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, he said, Al-Jama'ah. So from there comes Ahlus Sunnati wa Al-Jama'ah, that name. And also the Messenger ﷺ, he said, خير الناس قرني ثم الذين على الأثر ثم الذين على الأثر ثم الذين على الأثر. He said the best of people are the mankind or my generation, and then those after them, and then those who are upon Athar, and those who are upon Athar, and those upon Athar. And there comes the name Athari. And likewise, we have the hadith of Fatima bint Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam radiyallahu anha, where she cried. The Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said something to her, and then she started crying, and then he whispered another word or kalima to her, and then she started smiling. And from that he said to her sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, Ana ni'ma salafi lak, Ana ni'ma salafi lak, I'm a blessed salaf to you. That's where the word Salafi comes from. And likewise, it was a statement of the Salaf. As Imam al-Bukhari, rahimahullah ta'ala, he said, كان السلف يحبون الفحول. That the Salaf, they used to love stallions. And likewise, Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah and generations after that, he said, لا عيب لمن أظهر مذهب السلف واعتزى به بل يجب قبول ذلك منه باتفاق فلا يكون مذهب السلف إلا حقا. He said roughly, rahimahullah ta'ala, that there's no aid in ascribing to the methodology of the Salaf and being honored to be upon that. In fact, that should be accepted from him, because the madhab of the Salaf is nothing but the truth. So, the people upon the truth are Sunni, following the Sunnah. From the hadith of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, where he said, Alaykum bi sunnati wa sunnati khulafai rashidin. Upon you is my Sunnah, and the Sunnah of the Khulafa Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali, radiyallahu anhum. Addu mahdiyin, addu alayhim bin nawad. The guided companions, and stick to that as molo your teeth. Alaykum bi sunnati. So therefore you're Sunni if you're upon the way of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions. You are Salafi if you're upon the way of the Salaf, the one that the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that we should follow. You are from Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah if you're the people of the Sunnah and the Jama'ah and upon the way of the companions. As Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu, he said, Al-Jama'ah ما وافق الحق ولو كنت وحدك. We're not about numbers, ya ikhwan. We're not about popularity. We're not about numbers. The Jama'ah, yani from those who are saved from the punishment or the threat of punishment that the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that the 72 sects will be in a hellfire. This is from the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. لا ينطق عن الهوى. He doesn't speak from his desires sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he said there will be 73 sects, and all of them in the fire, except for those who are upon his way, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that day and his companions. And in another narration, al-Jama'ah, the Jama'ah. So that's the way of the companions, the way of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Sunnah, the Sahaba, Salaf. The Jama'ah are these people. Who are the Jama'ah? Abdullah ibn Mas'ud explained the Jama'ah. Al-Jama'ah, mal wafaqa al-haq walau kunta wahdak. Silsila of Fahm. a continuous link of understanding of the straight path. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, he said that the Jama'ah, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, the Sahaba, he said that the Jama'ah radiallahu anhu, is that which is in accordance to the truth, even if you're on your own. So these are the names from Ahlus Sunnah, and they're called Ta'ifatu Mansura, from the hadith of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he said, لا تزال من أمتي لا تزال طائفة من أمتي ظاهرين على الحق منصورين. Another narration, but the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said that there will always be a group in my ummah apparent on the truth, Ta'ifatu Mansura. And they are people of hadith, not the people of hadith in Hind, who call themselves Ahl Hadith. The people who call themselves Ahl Hadith in Hind, they're not following the hadith of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They're following the methodology of Sayyid Qutb and Mawdudi from the Ikhwani Muslimin, who are the fathers of ISIS, as we are seeing now. تغيير الأسماء لا يغير الحقيقة. We want to see your aqidah. Are you calling to Tawheed? Are you following the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Are you following Abu Bakr? Are you following Umar? Are you following Uthman? Are you following Ali? Are you following the Salaf? Are you following the Tabi'in? Are you following what the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam told you to follow? I don't care what you call yourself. If you're not following that, you're not Salafi. The one who is upon the Sunnah, the one that is Salafi, is following the Sunnah, is following the way of the Salaf. And the Salaf, as Fatima, the Prophet ﷺ said, I am a Salaf for you, Fatima. He said to his daughter, we also have Salaf from the Sahaba. And we also have Salaf from the Tabi'een and the Atba Tabi'een. خير الناس قرني Sahaba. ثم الذين يلونهم Tabi'een. ثم الذين يلونهم Atba Tabi'een. The best of people is my generation, Sahaba. Then those after them, the Tabi'een, and then those after. These three generations, Qurun, Mufaddala. The virtuous generation that the Messenger ﷺ mentioned. These are the Salaf. So you follow that, you're Salafi. So Shaykh al-Islam said, La'ib, don't be embarrassed to call yourself Salafi, because it's the haqq. You're Sunni, you're Salafi, you're Ahlus Sunnah. Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah, based upon a hadith and proofs that we've given. Yes or no, Ikhwan? So we follow this. And the principles of Ahlus Sunnah and the principles of a Salafiyya are one, as Imam al-Barbahari rahimahullah ta'ala, he said, al-Islam huwa sunnah, wa sunnah hiya al-Islam. Islam is the Sunnah, and the Sunnah is Islam. Salafiyya is Islam. As Ibn al-Qayyim said, Salafiyya is ubudiyya, servitude. We follow the Quran and Sunnah strictly. Some of us were born into Islam, but we didn't practice. Some of us were born into Christian families, and then Allah guided us to Islam. Some of us were Jews, and then Allah guided. Some of us were atheists, and Allah guided. Why did we come to the deen, Ikhwan? Why did we come to this deen except because of proof and evidences? Because it is the haqq, it is the truth. And it is the only religion that there isn't any contradictions. So the group that is saved is the group that doesn't have contradictions. وَلَوْ كَانَ مِنْ عِنْدِ غَيْرِ اللَّهِ لَوَجِدُ فِيهِ اخْتِلَافًا كَثِيرًا. If it was from other than Allah, then you will find in it contradictions. All the 72 sects have contradictions, because their methodology is not from Allah. That haqq that is from Allah will not have contradictions. And there is no contradictions in the Sunnah. There's no contradiction in the Salaf. You follow the Quran, Sunnah, way of the Sahaba, perhaps, and the way of the Salaf. Easy. Why do we follow the Sahaba? We were told to. Alaykum bi sunnati wa sunnati khulafa ar-rashidin. Upon you is my Sunnah and the Sunnah of the rightly guided Khulafa. Why do we follow the Sahaba? Yas'alunaka 'anil mahid. They ask you about menstruation. Who was asking? The Sahaba asked the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah said, Yas'alunaka 'anil mahid. They ask you about menstruation. Who's they? Who's asking Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? The Sahaba. يَسْأَلُونَكَ مَاذَا يُنْفِقُونَ. They're asking you, what do they give in charity? Who's asking the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam? يَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الْأَهِلَّةِ. They're asking you about the crescent, the moon. Who's asking? Allah has blessed them, which is why Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu said, وَهُمْ أَبَرُّ هَذِهِ الْأُمَّةِ قُلُوبًا. They're the purest of the hearts of this ummah. اختارهم الله سبحانه وتعالى لصحبة رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Allah chose them, the pure hearts, to be companions of the Messenger صلى الله عليه وسلم. فإن آمنوا بمثل ما آمنتم به فقد اهتدوا. If you believe like they believed, they plural, who are they? Rasulullah and the Sahaba. Then you'll be guided. Simple. Islam is easy. It's simple to understand. You do not need to be a scientist. You do not need to be a genius. Allah has made it easy. SubhanAllah, I remember one time when I was in, I'm still in England. I remember I was in, a few years ago, I was in my car and I like to sit in my car, open the boot and sit down and just, take a breeze. So I was in my car and then there's this Christian man came, American, because Americans are very forthcoming, they're very bold. And he came with, he says, "Oh, how are you?" Obviously I said, "I'm fine, how are you?" And then he started talking, and then I decided, straight away to inform him that we're not with ISIS. Straight away. Told him, we call to Tawheed, that there's none that deserves to be worshipped in reality except Allah. And he goes, "That's where we differ." And he was a preacher, in fact. So I said to him, and he mentioned the Trinity. So I said to him, 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 1. I said, that's mental gymnastics. My mind is flipping. I can't understand that. That's mental gymnastics. I can't understand it because it's not logical. It's not. My mind was not created to understand such foolishness. Which shows it's not from Allah, because Allah has made it easy to understand for all. Everything is easy to understand. Follow the Quran, the Sunnah, the way of the companions, the way of the Tabi'in, khalas, simple. Believe like they believed. So this, Barakallahu Feekum, is my answer to that question. It was a bit long, I got carried away. But it's important that we ascribe to the haqq and ascribe to the truth, because Allah has laid the foundations. And don't be scared, don't be afraid, be strong, increase in love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and increase in the love of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and read the seerah and the biography of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and read the seerah and the tariq and the history of the Sahaba and the Tabi'een and how they were, and we try and implement them. Bi-idhnillahi ta'ala rabbil arshil azim. Wa sallallahu wa sallam wa barak ala nabiyyina Muhammad.